All right. I am not a tapper. I am not a lead metal guy. Um, but there was a time where learning how to tap was the coolest thing to do. Once I learned how it was done, I never expounded upon it. So these are the basics of how tapping gets done. And my, I don't know, 14-year-old self or thought it was pretty darn cool to be able to make that noise. Uh, but I never found any place for me to apply it because it wasn't the direction I took with guitar. Anyhow, this is a short video, real basics. Um, and if you can make the noise, it ends up being something else you noodle with. It gets your fingers happier with playing in different parts of the fretboard, as everything we do does. It's bedtime, so yes, I've got the amp low, but hopefully it comes through. Um, so the here go the hiccups. The different strings have different responses. Um, the E string, right, is the easiest to hammer on with, um, but it's such a high pitch you don't always get the difference in definition. Um, Whereas the B string, right, is better, I think. The G string is decent, but you're starting to reach across the fretboard, and it's a little harder to hammer on. That one definitely gets me because I'm supposed to be like this with my thumb to the back, and I'm not. So doing a hammer on down there is more difficult. So for starters, be able to repeatedly hammer on and pull off. And because it's an electric, and you've got, you're going to want things to be cranked a little bit, so that it picks that up easily. And you can, I don't know if you can hear the other strings kind of starting to ring out. These, you know, professional guys, they've got everything muted when they're doing their tapping, so that none of the other, strings are making noise. But basically, you're tapping with your finger, pulling off, and you're going to take your pick. You know, go ahead and go 2 frets above that. So I've got my pointy finger on the 12th on the E. I'm hammering on pulling off on the 14th, and I'm going to use my pick on the 16th. And that's literally, this string's, not the best to do it with, but that's just tapping it and letting it go. And I'm not doing, real tapping yet because I'm just doing the one note. I suppose there's guitarists who use it. Um, and where are we? You turn your pick to the side and don't try to get it with the point. Try to get it with the side enough so that it's easy to hit your target string, but not so fat that it's hitting the other strings that are adjacent to it. Um, and it, because if you're doing the B string, you've got strings on either side, so you can't be banging away at those. That's not what you're looking for. um, but here on the E string, we're going to 16th fret with the pick and let it go. And then we're going to finger with the 14th to 12th fret and let it go. And we're going to alternate. And slowly get faster. Right? It's and when you're beginning, you'll be in the pattern and fall out of the pattern, in the pattern and fall out of the pattern. Um, the slow can be really tough to do. Because nobody does it. So it might be easier to have a little bit faster. So 16 to open, 12 to or 14, 16 to 12, 14 to 12. And we're just alternating, essentially going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Now in this, you can move either up. You can move your pick up, or you can move your hammer-on finger up. Now, if you're a lead, like I've got my poor pointy finger buried onto that 12 as I'm hammering. Getting this to slide for me and move along is not in my forte. And like I said, the definition can be a little bit better on the B string. But that's tapping. Wherever you decide to do it, doesn't matter. And it really is gentle because you're on an electric. So wherever you're tapping with your pick, hit it and let it go off to your pointy, and then hammer on with your middle and let it go off to your pointy. And you can hear it, you know. Anyhow, that's tapping. There's no point in me going on with it. If you try it and like doing it, keep on going.